بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية على أعدائهم أجمعين لا قيام يوم الدين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم my beloved ones ورحمة الله وبركاته. Today we are going to take the most important rukun in Hajj. We said if you miss Arafat, according to the school of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam, okay, unintentionally, obviously, I mean, you're not able to due to some reason, at least get the Muzdalifa. So if you get Arafat and you don't get Muzdalifa, kiss your Hajj goodbye with a few exceptional cases. But if you don't get Arafat and you get Muzdalifa, welcome your Hajj, kiss your Hajj, welcome. So anyhow, this is the thing that, so now why we said, because Sayyidi Sistani Damadullah has this date issue a serious issue. Now we are not here to say somebody's Hajj is right or somebody's Hajj is wrong. Everybody follows their fiqh. Our Sunni fellows, they follow the fiqh they have. Shia followers, they follow the fiqh they have. Not just that, Sunni fellows, if they do taqleed to Imam Abu Hanifa, or they do taqleed to Imam Malik, or Imam Shafi'i, or Imam Abu Hanifa, so there are variances that they are going to follow. If the follower of Imam Abu Hanifa will do the taqleed of Imam Abu Hanifa in these rulings, or if they have the school of Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, then they are going to follow this the method of Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab. So therefore, this is a fiqhi issue, an academic issue. Everybody follows the ijtihad of their mujtahid, the mujtahid they have chosen in their life. Okay? You can't say I've chosen Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We all have chosen Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But the words of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the many words of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam were interpreted by Imam Malik different than Imam Abu Hanifa, different than Imam Shafi'i, Sunni madhab, Sunni maraja, which are parallel to our marja at taqleed, you see. So they have this, which fuqaha or a'immat madhahib, we have maraja taqleed. So parallel to our maraja taqleed, excuse me, they have this fuqaha al madhab. And the Azhar opened up. Azhar said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not restrict four only. So they opened up. So now they have more maraja. They call it mufti. And if you have a mufti, then follow your mufti. For school of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, Shia of Ahlul Bayt, the 12ers, they have also mufti, but we call them maraja, mujtahideen. So everybody follows their mujtahid, their madhab. So I'm not here to say you are wrong or you're right. I am saying here, those who follow Sayyidi Sistani Damadullah, he has serious issue with this date. So performing day of Arafat on 9th Dhul Hajj, which is 8th Dhul Hajj, in some cases, not every time. So you have to make sure that the moon sighting issues are taken into consideration. So in sometimes, because you know in Eid al-Fitr, sometimes we do all Muslims eat together, Shias and Sunnis and all madhahib. Sometimes we have variances. The same thing comes in Hajj. And everyone is respected. We respect the school of Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, whatever they choose. We school of Imam Abu Hanifa, whatever they choose, Imam Shafi'i, and they also have to do the same thing because we are here Muslims. So they have to respect the school of Ahlul Bayt. They have to, those who are following Sayyid al-Khoi, they have to respect the followers of Ahlul Bayt. They have to respect the followers of Sayyid al-Khoi. Sayyid al-Khoi followers, they have to respect followers of Sayyid Sistani. These are all ijtihadat. There's no disunity here, not amongst the Sunnis themselves, not among the Shias themselves, not between the Shias and Sunni. It doesn't have anything to do with unity. Unity is uniting the hearts, respecting each other. That is the unity. You respect We are asked to respect the kuffar. Lakum dinukum waliyadin. Why can't we say laka madhabuk wali madhabi? To you is your madhab, to me is my madhab. And among the Shias, to you is your taqleed, to me is my taqleed. Among the Sunnis, to you is your mufti, to me is my mufti. Khalas, that's it. So now we come to the main issue of Sayyid Sistani Dam. Because we are explaining ahkam of Sayyid Sistani Dam Allah. So, and we respect to all our respectful maraja. So therefore, we have to make sure that people have understood their responsibilities. Okay, without judging anybody's Hajj. We are not judges. So Sayyid Sistani is a problem. If there was a probability of moon sighting, like the authorities, they announced it's first Dhul Hajj. But Sayyidi Sistani Damullah followers, they did not have any confirmation. They were just like, we don't know. You see, the definition of Adala is different between school of Ahlul Bayt and school of companions. So according to the strict definitions of Adala with the school of Ahlul Bayt they have, it was not proven. There might be probability. Sometimes astronomical probability might be there. So this probability issue, Sayyid al-Khuy Quddus says, if there was a probability that it must have been the day of Dhul Hajj, but since moon sighting was not done, so in the case of probability, Sayyid al-Khuy would say you can do the Hajj with the declaration. Sayyid al-Khuy is, if there was ikhtilaf yaqini, for sure there was no possibility, astronomical possibility for a moon to be sighted anywhere around the world, which is the range of the sharing of the night. There was nothing there. So in that case, for Sayyid al-Khuy Quddas al-Sirra, it was a problem. That means kiss your Hajj goodbye. For Sayyid Sistani Damadullah, he doesn't accept probability. He said if there was certainty, then when you stay in Arafat on 9th Dhul Hajj of the authorities there, which is 8th Dhul Hajj, it is not sufficient because the waqf needs to be 9th Dhul Hajj. And it was done according to the followers of Sayyidi Sistani, 8, according to the follow of other madahib, other maraja. Okay, but followers of Sayyidi Sistani, it was 8. That was if there was probability. But if there was certainty that it has astronomically, there was no chance, even 1% for the moon to be sighted, then even Sayyid al-Khuy says it is not sufficient. Even Sayyidi Sistani and majority of the Maraja. Now this is the thing. If there was an astronomical impossibility, then it is not sufficient. However, we said there are Maraja, they said out of fear, if it's fear to go back to Arafat on 9th al-Hajj, then just continue with everybody and inshallah your Hajj will be correct. Some Maraja, they said Islamic unity, like Sayyid al-Khamenei and some other Maraja in Iran. They said that for the sake of Islamic unity, you can do with them, even if it is 8th Dhul Hajj, which is not the day of Waqf, this kind of Islamic unity, for the sake of the Hajj will be correct. So we have now Islamic unity, Hajj correct. Taqiyya, Hajj correct. Sayyid al-Khu'i, okay, Taqiyya, okay, you can do, but you have to repeat the Hajj. Sayyidi Sistani Damadullah, in all the cases, obligatory precaution, no. Obligatory precaution means there's a flexibility there. That means you can refer to another marja. You can refer to another marja. So we used to refer to Sayyid Muhammad Sa'id al-Hakim. So now, today, we are going to see the border of Muzdalifa. So for Sayyid Sistani followers, okay, if they cannot go back to Arafat because of the security and those, we have to respect the security, we have to respect the law of the land, okay. However, Muzdalifa, they can come. It's easy because part of the tents of Mina are in Muzdalifa. So you can just go beside those tents and you're doing the Muzdalifa waqf there, stay Muzdalifa. So this is good. Okay, this is good. Because of the crowd, they had to extend Mina from backside, because from front side they cannot extend. Nobody can, because it's Makkah. You know, the big stone of the shaitan pelting of the seven stone. It is just on the edge of Makkah and Mina. So if you can't expand Mina this side, but they had to expand Mina from the other side, which overlapped now with Muzdalifa. So there's an overlapping with Muzdalifa. So say the Sistani followers, they have two options. Either they can refer to another marja, or they can come to Muzdalifa second day. So when you enter Mina on the 9th Dhul Hajj, which is supposed to be the day of Arafat, 9th Dhul Hajj of the followers Sayyidi Sistani, and for some other maraja, it could be 10th Dhul Hajj, based on the sharing of the horizon and whatever, like Sayyid al-Khui followers, or probability of them. So the 10th, like in Eid, sometimes Sayyid al-Khui followers, they have Eid, Sayyidi Sistani followers, they have next day Eid. So the same thing here. For Sayyidi Sistani followers, you have two options. Either you refer to the marja, who considers that this day is Eid or Taqiyatan or unity or whatever reasons, based on next A'lam. Okay, after Sayyidi Sistani Damadullah, which in the life of Sayyid Muhammad Sa'id al-Hakim, we asked the scholars in the office of Sayyidi Sistani, they told us Sayyid Muhammad Sa'id al-Hakim. So therefore, the ruju' was done, and the Hajj is okay for Sayyidi Sistani, because I'm not taking responsibility. Find someone else who will take the responsibility of your Hajj. The other option is, so this is doing ruju', referring to another marja. The other option is, no, you try to go back to Arafat. You cannot, but Muzdalifa, you can go back. Okay, so Muzdalifa, you can just go and you don't have to spend the whole night. If there was a need and necessity, remember the rukun is part of the night. If you get the rukun and you don't stay the whole night, so you'll be a sinner intentionally. So if you come to Muzdalifa, you make your intention, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If people, they come and what are you doing? Go to Mina, back to Mina. Which the Mina has been overlapped. So the tense of Mina has been overlapped, not Mina. Mina is Mina and Muzdalifa is Muzdalifa. So in that case, you did your rukun, okay? And you were asked to leave. So therefore, you did your rukun is even 10 minutes, 5 minutes. You stay in Muzdalifa. At that night, I'm staying in Muzdalifa for Hajj al-Tamattu, Hajj al-Islam, Ujuban Qurbat Layl. Finish 5-10 minutes. That you did the rukun. Now you can, if you are asked to leave, leave. If you're not asked to leave, until sunrise. And on sunrise, you go inside Mina, you pelt the big shaitan, and then you go to do the sacrifice, and then shave your head or do taqsid, depending on your responsibility. So it's not difficult to perform the Muzdalifa waqf, which is very essential. I see many Hujjaj, you see, they come next day. They come next day. So I said, you guys were late. They said, you know why we were late? Like we were in our tents were close to the border of Muzdalifa. So we see a group of our followers of Ahlul Bayt coming in. So I told them, you guys are late, aren't you? He said, you know why we are late? He said. So I said, yes, I know why you are late. So this is something which is there's a respect to the authorities, there's a respect to the marja'iyah, there is respect to the law. Everything is in its place. If you are going to capture Muzdalifa, you can do so you can do the proper Hajj if you are follower, say the Sistani, by doing Muzdalifa the next day. So you can come with the Hujjaj inside Mina on the 10th Dhul Hajj of other Hujjaj, 9th Dhul Hajj of Sayyidi Sistani. You stay in the tent at night, okay? You go to Muzdalifa or before Salat al-Fajr or something like that. But it is from sunset to sunrise. So you go there, spend a few things. If you feel that people are going to tell you leave, you can leave. You did the rukun. But if no one kicks you out, stay until it is wajib to stay until sunrise. You see? But if there was a fear, then you can leave before that, before sunrise. Okay. This was just something to let you know that doing Muzdalifa is not difficult. Okay, let's see. And remember, we always do the text of Manasik and immediately do the Q&A of the same topic. So we are supposed to do Arafat Q&A because we are done with Arafat. But since Arafat, Muzdalifa, there many of the laws are integrated together, okay, connected, interconnected. So we leave the Q&A session of Arafat until we are done with Muzdalifa. So we are going to take Muzdalifa today. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And let's open the Manasik of Sayyidi Sistani. There you go. Wuquf bi Muzdalifa. We did Arafat. Yeah, so I'll just repeat the moon sighting issue of the Arafat we mentioned yesterday. And many times people they want to be satisfied that is this said. So I will just show you where it is in the Manasik, which we said. So it is ruling number 371. Okay. And here from here it says وإذا ثبت الهلال عند قاضي الديار المقدسة, if the moon was sighted according to the judge of the Holy Lands, وحكم على طبقه, and it was ruled accordingly. Okay. وفرض مخالفته للموازين الشرعية, and it was assumed that means there was a possibility that it was against the religious criteria. To whom? To Sayyidi Sistani Damadullah. In this, for followers of Sayyidi Sistani, we're discussing. فقد قال بعض الفقهاء بحجية حكمه في حق من يحتمل مطابقة الواقع. This is the opinion of Sayyid al-Khuy. Some of the scholars and the ones who are in the line of Sayyid al-Khuy with their rulings, some of the scholars, jurists, maraja', they said it is sufficient. It is proof. It has the liability. Okay. When some of the fuqaha said that their ruling, their judgment about that the day of the moon sighting ruling is proof for who? For those who have probability, minor probability that it may be according to the reality. This is when, if there was a possibility of sharing of the night or something like that, and the moon was there was a possibility that the moon will be sighted in United States, and they shared the night with the Saudi Arabia or Gulf countries. So there was a possibility, okay, that moon might have been sighted, or astronomically there was a possibility, but there was no testimony from followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. So there is a possibility, but we don't have witnesses. So Sayyid al-Khuy had this, that if there was possibility that their judgment may be minor probability that may be according to the reality, then they have to follow the judgment of the judge of the Holy Lands. فَيَلْزَمُهُ, متابعة وترتيب آثار ثبوت الهلال, and they have to follow. This is the opinion of Sayyid al-Khuy and those who are like Sayyid al-Khuy قدس سره. They have to follow فيما يرتبط بمناسك حجي, whatever is related to مناسك الحج, okay, with the moon sighting, such as 2 stays. Well, stay in Arafat, stay in Muzdalifa, and other than that, like in Mina as well. فإذا فعل ذلك, if he does that with having the probability, minor probability, احتمال that it may be accordingly, حكم بصحة حجه. The Hajj will be correct, valid. وإلا كان محكوما بالفساد. Like Sayyid al-Khuy said, if there was no probability at all, there's certainty that there was no moon, neither in those regions which share nights, then the Hajj will be invalid. More than that, قد قال بعضهم بالاجتزاء. Some of them, they said that the ruling of the judge of the Holy Land would be sufficient. You can follow them, even if there was no probability of moon sighting. This is not Sayyid al-Khuy, this is some other. So this is other opinion. So we have Sayyid Sistani's opinion, we have Sayyid al-Khuy's opinion here, and we have other opinions who have this taqiyya and Islamic unity thing. حتى فيما لم يحتمل مطابقته مع الواقع في خصوص ما تقتضيه التقية, because of the fear of being harmed or tortured or imprisoned or whatever, you see. So that fear, then they have to follow accordingly. But for Sayyidi Sistani Damadullah, says, however, both of these opinion of Sayyid al-Khuy and opinion of other Maraja who consider taqiyya, like Sayyid Muhammad Sa'id and other, said that these two are problematic. ولكن كلا القولين في غاية الإشكال. Not just إشكال, غاية الإشكال, serious problem. Okay? Serious problem. So what does he say? وعلى هذا فإن تيسر المكلف أداء أعمال الحج في أوقاتها الخاصة. So if there was a possibility for a responsible person to perform the أعمال of Hajj, rituals of Hajj, in its specific times, according to the proper moon sighting criteria, حسب ما تقتضيه الطرق المقررة لثبوت الهلال. Okay? So that means going back to Arafat, going back to Muzdalifa. وَأَتَى بِهَا صَحَّ حَجُّهُ مُطْلَقًا. His Hajj will be valid in every cases. على الأظهر, most apparently. So that means you can, if you can go back, then you do that. If you cannot go back, refer to some other marja. And if he is not able to, okay, if he is not able to go back, يأتي بها كذلك. Okay, وإن لم يأتي بها كذلك ولو لعذر. If he did not perform it even due to the excuse, فإن ترك أيضا اتباع رأي القاضي في الوقوفين, and he avoided following the judge of the Holy Lands in those 2 stays, فلا شك في فساد حجه. So if he does not follow, if he was not able to go back, if he is not going to follow, then his Hajj will be invalid. So Sayyidina, can we follow the judge, their judge? They said, if you don't follow, kiss your Hajj goodbye. If you're not able to go back. So go back. If you can't go back and you don't follow their judgment, kiss your Hajj goodbye. So what about I follow, you don't accept. I don't follow, you said you don't accept. So what? No. You don't follow, kiss your Hajj goodbye. But if you follow, there is a room of acceptance. Okay. But for me, I have a problem. Obligatory precaution. So refer to someone else. So at least if you follow by referring to someone else, at least you got your Hajj right. وَأَمَّا مَعْ اتِّبَاعِهِ. So if you go against them, your Hajj is invalid. If you go accordingly, then I have a problem with that Hajj, but still you can refer to someone else. وَأَمَّا مَعْ اتِّبَاعِهِ. And however, as for following the judge there, then the validity of Hajj is problematic. That means obligatory precaution, refer to someone else. So this was again, I just wanted to repeat because this is the main issue of Hajj. So now let's take the wukuf in Muzdalifa. Okay. So in wukuf in Muzdalifa, the main thing is the border of Muzdalifa. And not the border beside Arafat, no, the border beside Mina, because Muzdalifa and Mina have been interconnected, or more than that, rather they're overlapped. Okay, that's a good thing. Not Muzdalifa and Mina. The tents of Mina are overlapping in Muzdalifa. So that is something which is good. Okay, for followers of Sayyidi Sistani and even follow any other Maraja who considers the wuquf, the real wuquf. So what is the border of Muzdalifa? He says Valley of Ma'zamain to Wadi Muhassir. Now remember, this is what you need to focus. Wadi Muhassar, some said Muhassir. And this is where the elephant of Abraha would not proceed to Mecca. You see, when they arrived the border, because Muzdalifa is the border of Muzdalifa is a sacred border of Haram of Mecca. Remember the Haram of Makkah border where you can, if you are going to do Umrah Mufrada, you're already in Makkah, you go to the border, the border or the boundary of the sacred area around surrounding the Kaaba. So Abraha's field stopped here. The elephant of Abraha who came to destroy the Kaaba. Okay, he would not proceed. This is the sacred land. So not Makkah, before Makkah. This is where it is mentioned in the historical text that Wadi Muhassar is where Abraha would not proceed, because this is the border of Makkah, surrounding the Makkah. This is the border of Haram of Makkah, vicinity of Makkah. Okay, so the Abraha's field would not enter. Abraha's elephant would not enter. So this is your border. You have to make sure you remember this and make sure you find out on the map. Okay, we are going to show you. So in that case, you will be okay. So let me show you the map, Wadi Muhassab. Okay. I think we will go through this, then I'll show you, because there's not too many masail. But then I'll show you the border in the map. I checked Mullah Google's map, okay, and I found out the limits and the border of Wadi Muhassir. In case if you choose to go back on the 9th Dhul Hajj theirs, and like 10th Dhul Hajj theirs, or the other Marajas, and 9th Dhul Hajj for the followers of Sayyidi Sistani Damadullah. Because if it is cited in America, followers of Sayyidi Sistani cannot take that citing. But Sayyid al-Khui followers, if it is cited in America, they can follow, because Sayyid al-Khui, if it's cited in the West, people in the East can take as long as the night shares. Vice versa. Say the Sistani's followers, they cannot, they west they can take from east, but east they cannot take from west. So let's say if India it was sighted, India is east of Saudi Arabia. So the people in Makkah and Medina, they can take the sighting if the parameters of moon were equal to or more than the parameters of moon in India where it was sighted. So west can take from east, but east cannot take from west. So America, okay, again, I need to make it sure. West, for say the Sistani followers, west can take from east if the parameters of moon were equal, their sighting, their heart, their illumination, everything, their height, everything was equal to or more in the west. It was sighted in the east. In the west, it was a bigger or same or bigger in the size and height and everything. For Sayyid al-Khui followers, it doesn't matter as long as the night is shared. So if it was sighted in America, the Makkah and Medina, they can follow. If it was sighted in Makkah and Medina, America can follow. So that is the difference. So if it is cited in for Sheikh Wahid al-Khurasani and those Maraja who have similar opinion to Sayyid al-Khoi, if it is cited in America, which many times happens, then the Makkah and Medina can follow. So this is what, so let me just go through these rulings of Muzdalifa, and then I show you from the map. So the third manat, the first one was what? Manasik al-Hajj, entering the state of Ihram. Did it. We said Niyat, we said Labbaik, and then second was staying in Arafat. We did it. Now we are moving to Muzdalifa. So where is Muzdalifa, Sayyid Sistani? Please let us know so we can find out. وهو الثالث من واجبات حج التمتع. Third wajib of حج التمتع. والمزدلفة اسم لمكان. Muzdalifa is named for a place. ويقال له المشعر الحرام. And it has another name also. It is also called as the Mash'ar al-Haram, the place, sacred place, because the border of Haram starts from Muzdalifa. Arafat is not from Haram. Arafat is out of the Haram. But Haram, sacred border of Makkah, starts with Muzdalifa. So Muzdalifa, Mina, and Makkah, they're all part of the Haram. وحد الموقف, the border or the boundary of the stay in Muzdalifa is من المأزمين إلى الحياض. The Ma'zamain, that's a name of a valley, till the Hiyad. Hawd is where the water pools down. So when the water comes from the valley, there are some water pools. Now you will not see, you see mountain valley, but if it rains, then you can see the river. But if it does not rain, it's all dry. Okay, Ma'zamain, okay, that's beginning after Arafat. But we need to know the border between Mina and Muzdalifa, because we are in Mina on our 9th Dhul Hajj. Say the Sistani followers, 9th Dhul Hajj. We are in Mina. So we have to come back to Muzdalifa. So that is where we need to find out. And that is called Wadi Muhassirs. In some places, I found it's Muhassir with the kasra. Some places it's Muhassar. Hasir yani exposed. So Muhassar, that means someone exposed it. Muhassir, that means it is exposure. And there are several interpretations. And so because there's no tent, it is open air. Hasir yani somebody is not wearing any cap, any hijab, anything. They call hasir, exposed. So Muhassir is a place where people, it exposes the people. That means there's no tents, nothing, there's an open sky. In Muzdalifa, you'll see there are no tents. Muhassar, that means somebody had made it open area. So Muhassar, it doesn't matter. Just remember Wadi, valley of Muhassar. Valley means between two mountains. That's what we need to find out in the maps. Two mountains. And that Wadi Muhassir is not part of Muzdalifah. It's the border. So when somebody is going to come back, they need to make sure that they don't enter Wadi Muhassir. They don't enter the valley. وهذه كلها حدود المشعر وليست بموقف. These are the borders of the mash'ar, borders of Muzdalifah, and not the place of stay. You cannot stay on the border. You should stay before the border. وَلَيْسَتْ بِمَوْقِفٍ. This is not mawqif. Don't come in between the valley and stand. That means you're not in Muzdalifah and you're not in Mina. So you are somewhere in between. And it is 20 meters, 20 meters distance. 20 meters, like it's not that much. Like a house normally has a length and width of 20 meters, like very small area. But what if it was so crowded, Muzdalifah? Sayyid Sistani says, وَلَيْسَتْ بِمَوْقِفٍ. No, these borders are not mawqif. Unless if there was crowd and the place of stay was narrowed, then you can. فإنه يجوز حينئذ الارتفاع إلى المأزمين. In that case, you can go on the top of the Ma'zamain, those two valleys which are between Arafat and Muzdalifah. So backside. Ruling number 372. It is obligatory. There's no too many wajibat here. Just stay there. Part of the stay is rukun, pillar, done. The rest of the night until sunrise, it's wajib, obligation. So let's see. Yajibu al-Hajj. It is obligatory upon a person who's performing Hajj after leaving Arafat. He needs to spend some portion of the night in Mina. And yabita shatran min laylatil Eid. Shatran. So not from sunset. No. Because sunset, you are leaving Arafat. Okay? You're leaving Arafat. So you may arrive at midnight. You may, many times it's because of the traffic. People, they arrive before Fajr. The bottom line is part of the night. So if you are in Mina, you want to come back to Muzdalifah, you don't have to come back from sunset. You can come midnight. You can shatran min laylatil Eid, portion of eve of Eid night. Hatta yasbah biha, until the morning. Wal ahwat, on the basis of obligatory precaution, and yabqa fiha ila tulu'i shams, to stay in it until the sunrise. Okay. So this is not obligatory precaution, because he says that yeah, it is obligatory precaution. وَإِنْ كَانَ الْأَظْهَرُ, even though most apparently it is permissible to leave from Muzdalifah to Wadi Muhassir before the sunrise, little bit before the sunrise. Okay, because you need to leave Muzdalifah when? After sunrise. That's obligatory precaution, to stay there until sunrise. However, most apparently, people can leave Muzdalifah to the valley of Muhassir. Remember Wadi Muhassir? It's not Muzdalifah. It's not Muzdalifah. It is border. But if there's too much crowd, people can stay there. And you can leave before sunrise, little bit, like 5-10 minutes, 15 minutes. You can leave before, okay, sunrise, to valley of Muhassir, which is the border of Makkah and Mina, 20 meters. We said you can come in this buffer zone or between zone, but don't cross it to Mina. Don't enter Mina until sunrise. So you can move to the border, but not in Mina. Mina, you enter after sunrise. So ruling number 373. الوقوف في تمام الوقت المذكور وإن كان واجبا في حال الاختيار. إلا أن الركن منه هو الوقوف في الجملة. uh, Staying the whole night in Muzdalifa till sunrise, it is obligatory. Okay? In optional cases, the whole night, if you have an option, stay the whole night. إلا أن الركن, however, the essential, the pillar part, the rukun part is to stay lump sum time, a bit of time there. Okay, any time you stay, like 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour. If you stay 1 hour there, half an hour, it is said that you stayed in Mina. Okay, so Sayyidina, what does that mean? You said the whole night, though it is wajib optionally if there was no necessity. In the case of necessity, just do the rukun, like 15, 20 minutes, that's it, not half an hour, 1 hour, in the case of necessity. But where there is no necessity, you have to stay the whole night until sunrise. فإذا وقف بالمزدلفة مقدارا من ليلة العيد. So if he stays in Muzdalifa, portion of the night of Eid, ثم أفاض, and then he leaves قبل طلوع الفجر, before the rise of the dawn, قبل طلوع الفجر, صح حجه. His Hajj will be correct because he got the rukun, he got the essential part, most apparently, because there is the zahir, there is dalil, there's apparent understanding, and there's more apparent understanding. Other maraja, they understood certain way. When a marja says al-azhar, that means more apparent to me is this opinion. Okay, so Sayyidi Sistani says, if somebody leaves before Fajr, that means stays just like from 12 midnight to 1 a.m. and then goes to Mina before Fajr. So his Hajj will be okay. His Hajj will be okay. But he will be considered a sinner if he did not have any excuse. So if he's sinner, then what should he do? He needs to do istighfar and pay a sheep. وَعَلَيْهِ كَفَّارَةُ شَاةٍ. So need to penalty will be a sheep or a goat. In kana aliman, if he knew that he has to leave after sunrise, but he did not leave after sunrise, he left before Fajr, before the dawn, he knew he needs to pay penalty. If he did not know, then there's nothing upon him. وَإِن كَانَ جَاهِلًا فَلَا شَيْءَ عَلَيْهِ. And if he was unaware about the ruling, then there's nothing on him. Okay, Sayyidina, so you told us now that portion of the night is essential rukun, any portion, but it is wajib not to leave before sunrise. So until sunrise, it is wajib, obligatory. And you also told us if somebody leaves before Fajr, knowingly, deliberately, his Hajj will be correct, but he has to pay a goat or a sheep, kafara, penalty, and unknown. But Sayyidina, what if someone stays portion? This is for those, say, the Sistani followers who are planning to come back to Mina, okay? Come back to Muzdalifa, sorry. Come back to Muzdalifa. This is for them. وَإِذَا وَقَفَ مِقْدَارًا مِمَّا بَيْنَ الطُّلُوعَيْنِ. If he stays there, a portion of the time between the between the rise of the dawn and sunrise, between dawn rise and sunrise, okay, in between that time, some portion, even if it was deliberate, then he says his Hajj will be okay. وَلَوْ مُتَعَمِّدًا, even if he done it deliberately, his Hajj will be okay. And there is no penalty upon him, even though he's a sinner. So say there, now he's in one place you said penalty, one place you said no penalty. Penalty is upon those who leave before Fajr. before Fajr they leave, there's penalty. But those who leave before sunrise, after Fajr, before sunrise, there is no penalty. But in both cases, a person who's deliberate, he's a sinner. Okay, Sayyidina, what about the sick ones and the elderly and the children and the weak ones? And he says, no, they don't have to. They don't have to stay the whole night. They can just do the wajib area. Okay, that's it. So he says, ruling number 374. From the rule of staying the whole night until the sunrise, whole night, that means whenever you arrive, portion of the night until sunrise, it, there is an exemption. So who are exempt from this obligation of staying the whole night? Okay, which we mentioned previously in the previous ruling. He says, al-khaif, a person who has fear. Now, khaif from what? Maybe from thieves. Those days, it was not like nowadays 2 million. So they were like patches, mountain people. And so someone who's afraid, fear, or fear from thirst, or fear from toilet issues. Okay, somebody has diarrhea and the toilet queues are so long. So like those Thanksgiving nights, okay, sometimes those queues are longer than those queues, sometimes shorter. So you and your taqdeer, your decree, whatever is decreed upon you. So if you are from those who cannot hold their stomach for long, and they might do it on themselves, urinate on themselves, they have urine problem. So if you have a fear that you will, if you will stay so long in Muzdalifa, it will be harmful for you. Okay, so there's a fear of harm. The kids, children, even if they don't have any fear. The women, even if they don't have any fear. The weak ones, such as elderly and sick ones. So we have how many categories or categories? So we have category number one, the fear, a person who has fear. Fear of, he's not sick, but he may become sick. He may have severe consequences, pain, whatever. Number two, children, even if there's no fear. Number three, women, even if there's no fear. And weak ones, uh, those are like elderly ones and the sick ones, even if they don't have fear, but the sick one might deteriorate further or might not be able to handle, and the elderly people. So these are like one, two, three, four categories. Weak ones is like elderly. Okay, so but there's a fifth one, fifth category. How can there be fifth? You covered all these four. The one who takes care of them. وَمَنْ يَتَوَلَّى شُؤُونَهُمْ. Like if it's wife, the husband will go with her. Even though the husband doesn't have fear, is not a child, obviously, not woman, obviously, and not an elderly and not sick one, but he's taking care of his wife. He's taking care of his father. He's taking care of his mother. He's taking care of the sick one. He's taking care of the weak one. He's taking care of the child. He's taking care of the woman. He's taking care of that person who's fearing. So the caretaker, be it son, father, relative, non-relative, the caretaker is also allowed to leave, and there's no kafara on him if he leaves before Fajr. So these categories are allowed to leave before the dawn. They're not required to stay all the time. They can just stay 15, 20 minutes, 1 hour, something, lump sum time that it is considered that they stayed in Muzdalifa in the night of eve of 10th Dhul-Hajj. فإنه يجوز لهؤلاء, it is permissible for these people الاكتفاء بالوقوف فيها ليلة العيد. So sufficient eve of the night. والإفاضة منها إلى منى, and to leave before the rise of the dawn. فإنه يجوز لهؤلاء الاكتفاء بالوقوف فيها ليلة العيد. It would be sufficient for these categories to stay in Muzdalifa eve of the Eid. Ruling number 375. It is required in wuquf in Muzdalifa to achieve the intention, like intention in every manasik, every wajibat, qurba, to achieve the intention of nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wal khulus, sincerity, okay, as it is required, similar as it was required, an yakuna an qasdin. So we have three things: achieving the nearness to Allah, and the sincerity, and then the intention to stay in Muzdalifa, okay, until the rise of the sunrise. If he was required to stay until sunrise, if he was from the exempt ones, just so there needs to be a qasd, similarly to what we mentioned in the stay in Arafat. Final ruling for Muzdalifa: if someone, remember, if someone was not able to the primary stay and the secondary stay, if someone was not able to stay primary stay in Arafat, he needs to stay secondary stay in Arafat. Okay, so here in Muzdalifa, what is the primary stay? Man lam yudrik al-wuquf al-ikhtiyari. If someone was not able to stay the primary stay, which is in the night of in the eve of 10th al-Hajj, in the night, and the stay between the dawn rise of the dawn, between the Fajr, the dawn, and the sunrise in Muzdalifa. So he was not able to stay optionally in Muzdalifa. What are the reasons? He forgot. He was coming from Arafat and he did not make intention and he entered Mina. So he said, you stayed in Muzdalifa. Where Muzdalifa? I could never find Muzdalifa because there are no tents. So he kept walking because there's a mashayad. You remember those walk from between Najaf to Karbala, 80 kilometers, 20 kilometers, but 10 kilometers, 10, 15 kilometers. That means in 2, 3 hours you are in Muzdalifa. But in the buses, you can take 5, 6, 7 hours. They go like inch by inch. But those people who walk, it's like we mentioned previously, it's around 10 kilometers between Arafat and Muzdalifa. 10 kilometers is like, if 1 hour, 5 kilometers, that means 2 hours. Let's say 4 hours. But you don't want to rot inside the bus, especially in the summertime with diesels huffing and puffing upon your face. So whoever did not, so what was the reason? لنسيان, out of forgetfulness. أو لعذر آخر, or any other excuse. So say that, what should he do? He should stay the secondary stay. الوقوف الاضطراري, the secondary stay. And when is the secondary stay? Some portion after the sunrise, not the whole day, some portion. الوقوف قليلا, to stay in, to stay, like this, the Eid day, the day of Eid, 10th al-Hajj, after sunrise, come to Muzdalifa and stay there a portion of the night, of the portion of the day, not the whole day. After sunrise, ila zawaliha, al-wuqufu qalilan, to stay a portion of the day from sunrise to the noon time of the day of Eid. Min tulu'i shams, sunrise, ila zawali yawm al-Eid, to the noon time of the day of Eid. So if he abandons the stay in Muzdalifa intentionally, deliberately, this Hajj will be invalid. Kiss your Hajj goodbye. So this is something about the Muzdalifa, the obligation, the summary, the obligation, the pillar is portion of the night of Eid, which the women and the children, and they get the portion, they get the rukun. They don't have to stay the whole night. However, for those who are able to, it is wajib upon them until the sunrise. They need to stay in Muzdalifa. Whenever they arrive in Muzdalifa, anytime at night, so before Fajr, they have to stay until the sunrise. So portion is rukun, until sunrise is obligation. If you miss obligation intentionally, before Fajr you leave, there's a penalty and sin. After Fajr you leave, before sunrise, there's no penalty, but the sin will be there. The person will be considered sinner. Okay, what about the if somebody missed the night, he passed over Muzdalifa, he forgot about Muzdalifa, whatever reason, he had an excuse, or he forgot that there's Muzdalifa. Then people say, "Oh, did you stay in Muzdalifa?" No, you go back. Okay, sorry about that. So anyhow, so what if somebody misses? He says, "Oh, but it's already sunrise. The time of Muzdalifa is gone. My Hajj is gone." No, 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 no. Hajj is not gone. You can go now. Between sunrise to Dhuhr time, you can stay a portion of the time and make the intention and come back. Okay, so that will be your Muzdalifa done on the day of Eid. Then you can do the Amal of day of Eid. So Eve of Eid, primary stay, day of Eid, secondary stay. Now let's see the border of Muzdalifa before we leave. Okay, so here we have the border of Arafat. Let's check out the border of Muzdalifa. So remember, we are in Arafat. This is Muzdalifa, and somewhere, so you see these, some of these, these patches are mountain. Okay, so there is this gap also. This is a mountain area. So basically, this area is where two patches of mountain are. You see this mountain, okay? So oh yeah, one more thing. Is it obligatory to collect the stones from Muzdalifa? No, it's recommended. We're going to mention that. Wajib is from the haram. So you see, this is Muzdalifa, this is Mina, this Makkah. All this is sacred land. Arafat is not in sacred land, it's out. So you can collect the stone from Muzdalifa, from Mina, from Makkah, you can collect. However, it's recommended from Muzdalifa. So let's see the border of, yeah, to know the border, the government has made some signs. This is like Arafat. You're entering, it's yellow color. Entering Arafat, exiting Arafat. Then entering Muzdalifa. Muzdalifa is like Annabi, you call the grape color. Okay, not green grapes. The purple, or they call it burgundy, or like Qatar Airways color. And then this is exiting Muzdalifa. Okay, and entering Mina. So you can see the tents. So you're exiting Mina, exiting Muzdalifa, and entering Mina. So these are tents. Muzdalifa, there are no tents. This is beginning of Mina. This is end of Mina. End of Mina from Makkah side, that is Jamratul Aqaba. Because you need to know, when we stay in Mina, people, they want to stay in Mina and they want to get into Makkah. So you will see people packed just beside that Jamratul Aqaba. People are, you will not find spot there, because they just want to pelt the stone and get inside Makkah. You say this is Muzdalifa? People are sleeping. These are not animals. The people are sleeping. And these are the toilets, and you'll see long queues beside the toilets. So it's open land. Remember Muhassar or Muhassir? And it's between, this is the valley, Wadi Muhassar. And this is the sign of entering Mina. I mean, exiting Muzdalifa. So we have Bidayat Muzdalifa, we have Nihayat Muzdalifa. It's very far away. But this is so these they're all see, the buses, they're all in the direction of Mina. They're all going to go into Mina. So these are the two mountains. Now these maybe Zamain from the other side. No, but it's the direction of the buses is like that. Um, so anyhow, let's take a clearer picture. So you see, Muzdalifa and Mina are connected. There's only 20 meters, not 20 kilometers, not 20 meters gap. It's very narrow, so you can easily come in Muzdalifa. If you choose not to refer to another marja, we said that it's your option. People, if they say we can do proper Hajj, why to refer to another marja? Let's do a proper Hajj. It's up to them. I'm just giving you options. And you saw Sayyidi Sistani says if you go against the ruling of the judge, then your Hajj is invalid. If you follow, then obligatory precaution invalid. That means there's a room to fix. So let's take a proper. So see this Wadi Muhassar. That means the valley which is exposed. This is Muzdalifa. This is Zamain. This is Mina. Do you have a clearer picture? Yes, we can make a more. This from Mullah Google Map. So see how they have. This is Wadi Muhassar. Okay. This is the Masjid of Muzdalifa. Now, one of the excellent thing is that these are tents of Mina, but they are in Muzdalifa. So if you just come beside these tents, don't stand here. This is the valley. This see patch, mountain patch, mountain patch. This is the 20 meters. Uh, 20 meters, like this 20 meters. This is 2 kilometers. And this bridge is very important. Remember, if you're under this bridge, you're under Muzdalifa. Jasr al-Malik Fahad. King Fahad, sorry, not Fahad, King Faisal. Jasr al-Malik Faisal. So this bridge is very important bridge, landmark, the highway. Just ask anyone, where is King Faisal Bridge? I'm going to show you another image where we have several images, alhamdulillah. So this is borderline of Muzdalifa. So this is this patch and this patch, this is where Wadi Muhassar starts. Because this is the end of this mountain. This mountain is lengthy, but this is not valley. Valley is between two mountains. So the area between these two mountains is 2 kilometers, sorry, 2 kilometers. But the valley itself, see here, the valley starts and here this mountain ends. So the area of the border is 20 meters only. So still there are tents here. So if you come to this bridge, you see these tents, just stand beside the tents. Because we're in Mina. I mean, to them it's Mina. But to us, it's not Mina. Because even the Sunni fellows also, they have all the documents saying the Mina ends, I mean, Muzdalifa ends with Wadi Muhassar. So this is Wadi Muhassar. However, because of the crowd, they had to expand this way. Let's see another one. So you see the tents, these are tents are in Mina. These are all parking areas. You see these? These are all black tarmac. Okay, these are all parking where they park the buses. And between the buses, people, they stay. Now, this is the walkway. Remember the Karbala, Najaf and Karbala walkway? So people, they come from Arafat, walking, pedestrians, okay, until they stay in Muzdalifa. And then after that, they continue walking to Mina. Now, I want you to focus with me. See this white, these are tents. And this is the bridge I told you. This bridge is in Muzdalifa. Now, this area, okay, connected to this area. See this 1, 2, 3 white patches, 1, 2, 3 white patches. This is Mina. But this is not Mina. This is Muzdalifa, but the tents have been brought into Mina due to the lack of space. So this patch, you see, this mountain patch and this mountain patch, this is where the 2 kilometers are. Okay, 2 kilometers. And this is the length from here till here, 20 meters. Now, if you look here closely, this is the bridge, we said. So they have made this bridge indicating that this is Muzdalifa area. However, this is also Muzdalifa area because the valley area is this one. I'm going to show you a clearer picture. Now, this is an aerial picture, okay? There's another aerial picture I would like to show you. So this is the bridge I told you. If you're under this bridge, you're in Muzdalifa, okay? Because all this is Muzdalifa. This is not Mina. Remember the tent patches? These patches of the white patches, these are now the real picture. And this, see, these are the parking areas, the tarmacs, okay? And these are the people, muhassir, exposed, okay? There's no tents there. People, they are exposed in a, and these are the toilet areas where there are Thanksgiving queues. This is a toilet area. Though they have made more too many toilet areas, but still it's not sufficient because people, they eat hefty stuff in Arafat and they come and they have to get rid of them in Muzdalifa. So maybe this is one of the things they do in Muzdalifa. And then you see long queues. Oh my goodness. I mean, I would never eat things in Arafat. Whatever goes in comes out. So it's better just to eat a little bit to get some energy. Okay, now this is from Mullah Google. So you see this Muhassir Valley, Wadi Muhassir. Okay, so this all mountain patch. Now they broke the mountain here to make a highway. Otherwise, this all was mountain area. But remember, valley is between two mountains. So there is a patch here, if you can see in this image, mountain patch. So this road, fourth ring road, okay, fourth ring road, which is they call it King Faisal Road. This is your highway where if you, so first let's take step by step. From left hand side, this is Mina train station. This is Muzdalifa train station. So from here to here, it's about 20 meters. You see, I've marked 20 meters. So why from here to here? And why not from here? This is also mountain. Yeah, but there's no mountain in front. We said valley. Valley means two mountains. So this is the edge of Muhassir. Okay. If we take all the way, so we mark here. And this is this mountain ends here. So there is no valley here. So the valley is this one. And that's why they said it's 20 meters from here to here. If you draw a line here and draw a line here, so this area is not mawqif, say the Sistani says, unless if this was all crowded. It's not mawqif, so I've kept a purple X. And this is yestik. And these are all tents of Mina. So it's not difficult to come on the day of original day of Eid here and hang around here. Okay. So, and this is Muzdalifa. So this bridge goes on Muzdalifa. So if you're inside under the bridge, you're in Muzdalifa. So these green lines I made, it is after the big a beginning of Wadi Muhassir. Wadi Muhassir starts here, ends here, and then Mina starts. So even the train stations, Muzdalifa train station, Mina train station, you see, they are edge of the valley. One is here and one is here. This Muzdalifa train station. So it's not that difficult to find Muzdalifa after getting inside Mina. Yeah, this is the terrain image of Mullah Google. Okay, maps. So you see, this is patch of mountain. So mountain patches all the way long, but opposite of Muhassir, this is where the Muhassir starts. You see Mina train station, and this is where this patch of mountain ends. So the valley ends here. This is 22 kilometers. This is 2 kilometers. And from here to here is 20. Between these two stations are 20 minutes. And this is where you can stay. Um, so let me just make sure that there is a line here. Okay. So this zone is where you can come and stay, or under the bridge, fourth ring road. Just remember, fourth ring road is over Muzdalifa, because the valley ends here. This is the edge of this mountain. This is the edge of Muhassir. Valley is between two mountains. So basically, Mina starts from here. And another thing, if let's say you were in Hajj, okay, you were in Hajj and your caravan, you were in Hajj and you were given place in these tents, for Mina, you will have to move forward. Remember this. You can't stay here because 2 nights you have to stay in Mina. It's wajib to stay at least half night. You can't stay here because this is Muzdalifa. So make sure that you guys are not given these tents. Okay, most of the time the poor countries, they give them these tents, like Pakistan or Africa. So, but I don't know, every year it changes. And sometimes the elite ones they have here, some Gulf countries, they give them somewhere here. There's Masjid al-Kuwaiti or something. So but make sure that your areas are not in this zone in Mina. If so, eve of 11th and eve of 12th, you have to stay in Mina. You go all the way in front areas. You can find any place, just sleep on the street, or sit on the sit beside the Jamarat, beside the pelting of the stones. There's so many people sitting, but you can find a spot there and sit down and sleep and whatever you want to do. Okay, so this is important also, because this is not Mina. This is Muzdalifa, between the patches of mountains. Let's come back to the mountain. And yeah, so what I will do is I will just so we have here, yes, yeah. So this area, we define this area. Yeah, so this is your border. Let me just use a green color also here to define the border where you can stay. You can stay. Anyhow, this bridge is like your sign. You can also come here, wherever. But this is where your highlighted area is, where your Muzdalifa starts. Okay, let's take another image. And this image also shows you where your tents are. Facing a few technical issues. I hope that okay. So this is Muzdalifa train station, Mina train station, we said, and this is the patch of the mountain here, patch of the mountain. So when we start this valley from here, and this patch of the mountain ends here. So this is the beginning of the valley, and this is the end of the valley. When you end the valley, you enter Mina. You beginning of the valley, you leave Muzdalifa. So this area, these tents are all in Muzdalifa. So here you can do your wuquf, okay? And in Mina, if your tents are here, you have to move these sides. Yeah, this shows you the mountain patch. So this is the valley of Muhassir or Muhassar. So the size of the valley from here to here is 20 meters and the broad is 20. Remember Fourth Ring Road? You cannot miss it. Just ask anyone, where is the Fourth Ring Road? Come here, underneath it. And just this train stations are also train stations. Mina train station, Muzdalifa train station. Okay. So if you come to Muzdalifa train station, come a little bit inside. So like this one, you see Muzdalifa train station is in Muzdalifa. So once you just come beside Muzdalifa, find a spot here beside Muzdalifa train station. Again, see, this is the mountain and this is the mountain and this is the valley of Muhassir. Okay. And this is all Mina. However, this area which we highlighted, this area we highlighted, okay, this is the fourth ring road. Remember the bridge we said? So this all tents are supposed to be in Mina, but they're not in Mina. This is the area between the two valleys. This is mountain, this is mountain area. So this is where the mountain ends. The valley ends. Obviously, Muhassir goes all the way long. And this is also considered Wadi Muhassir, the valley between the two mountains. Mountains, patches of mountains. So the in-between area of between these two mountains. And this is the aerial view. This is Tariq al-Mushat, pedestrian. These are the way the tents are in Mina. Okay, in Mina, you have this, everybody side by side. Just make sure that you don't bother your neighbor with any hefty food you might have eaten and the smell comes out, and that guy's Mina, stay in Mina, sleeping in Mina will become jihad fi sabilillah to tolerate your smells. Yeah, so inshallah Mina, we'll do it. So now what is remaining is the Q&A of Arafat and Muzdalifah. As you saw, there's not too many things. It's just the location, the time. It should be 9th Dhul Hajj for Arafat. It should be 10th Dhul Hajj for Arafat. That's number one. Number two, the border. Number three, the primary stay and secondary stay. There's nothing else than making the intention and having the stay. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على